Hey traders, welcome to another analysis here at Financial Hub, where I'm going to break down the markets for you and see what we are looking at in the markets. As I always say, these are not signals I'm sharing, I'm just sharing my insights, my breakdown in the markets. I might be right, I might be wrong, that all depends with how I analyze the market, which is totally fine. It's fine to be right and wrong in the markets, but at the end of the day, you trade with proper risk management, and in the long run, the goal is to make profits, okay? But starting off first, I'd like to say that we've talked about this, and I think if you've watched our podcast, we've talked about it, that now we are certifying our students. So it's just a certificate of completion, nothing out of the blues. That's what we'll be doing. So it reads certificate of completion. This is to certify you, once you go through our course, that you have successfully completed the Financial Hub FOREX Masterclass through discipline, commitment, and increased levels of self-awareness, which is basically talking about psychology. This trader has proven to be proficient in fundamental analysis, technical analysis, psychology of trading, and risk management. So that's what we're giving out. We are having our first ever certification event next week. So we'll be having that with the alumni students. So if you know you've ever done our course and we haven't reached out to you, we'll be reaching out to you soon. And for everyone now who comes here thereafter, we'll be giving you a certificate of completion. Okay, so this is very exciting. We've been working on this for some time. With Nick here. Nick is part of the team, so we've been working with him and the rest of the others. Okay, so we'll be having that. We're very excited to certify students such that, because trading is not easy, so once you go through it and you get sort of a small reward out of what you've gone through, that gives us satisfaction. So I hope it also helps you guys, and the ones who are looking to come, join us and you'll get a certificate. Apart from that, what has been happening in the market, we've been seeing, I talked about this on Monday last week, not last week, but earlier this week, that the pound has been falling. We had that strong sell-off. Today morning I was looking at the dollar. The dollar is still soaring to new highs. We've been having the Fed talking in the markets, giving a speech about how the economy is, what they're expecting in the markets. So these have really been affecting the dollar, and the dollar has really been rising against the others. We are seeing the pound and the people, the leaders of the Bank of England, talking about how they really need to step up on increasing their interest rates so that they can catch up with the world, okay? Because they're really a bit behind, but not that behind, because Euro, I believe, has a 1.25% interest rate policy at the moment. Pound has a 2.25, but depending on the inflation in their country, which is much stronger, they need to really increase that. And US is sort of leading in terms of the G10 and the leaders of the superpowers with the 3.25 basis points. And many people are talking about there's a chance that they can reach as high as 5% before the end of the year. So that's what's really affecting the market. We've seen a knockoff in the market. We saw Bitcoin yesterday really rise, then we had a strong drop. So we're really bearish on most markets. The US 30 is continuing to go much lower, okay, which I'll break it down in the next few minutes, okay, and show you what I'm expecting. But apart from that, nothing much. We're here at the office, starting off the day. It's a Wednesday today, and we're looking forward to having a wonderful and a successful week. But apart from that, allow me to jump straight into the markets and show you what I have. So yeah, guys, allow me to jump straight into the markets. But before I do that, first, I wanted to share something. This is a screenshot that I've taken out of our Discord group. Okay, so this after completing our course, as I said, once you get the certification, you join our post-mentorship program, which is for life, where we discuss about different trades depending on the strategy you've decided to go with. You'll enter different schools. If you enter mine, we talk about the patterns that I trade, and if you know, I normally trade a lot of flags on top of other patterns as well. So this is one of my students, and shout out to you, Miles. He's a really good trader and really coming up. So shout out to you, and I'll be giving more shout outs to more students who are here. As you can see, this is one of our page where the students can ask us questions, ask the mentors, and then we can answer them here. So as you can see in this channel, feel free to ask questions that you have about trading and give suggestions to help the community improve. So you can see they're asking me, hello, Miles was asking, how do you set up stop losses? Okay, let's put this full. How do you set up stop losses? Because I realized every system stop losses are set differently. So how do you get to set stop losses while trading flags? So the answer to that, my friend, I answered him in the channel. So it's a very good question of how to set stop losses, and I keep teaching this in my class. It's very important to know how to set objective stop losses rather than subjective stop losses. What do I mean by that? Subjective stop losses is when someone just puts a stop loss where they're having they don't want to risk too much, so their risk appetite tells them to put a tight stop loss. But that is not really the right way. The market is what should direct you of where to put your stop loss. So you should put in accordance to that, and then you use proper risk management to do proper position sizing with whatever risk distance that you have, stop loss distance that you have. So I gave him a very good answer in the chat room that will help many other traders. So if you're looking forward to join our school, once you complete, you'll join this, and you can ask me any question. You have free access to me, and I feel free to ask me anything. So that's part of our post-mentorship program. On this program, we also share different trade setups, different trades that I've taken. Any live trade, I share my profits, my losses, everything is there. Okay, so it's a one-on-one analysis. My trading journal I share over there, and many other things. Okay, so it's a very good post-mentorship program that helps the student. Once you're done with the course, now it's time to enter the practical side of trading, and that's a very good program that helps you get that. But apart from that, let me jump straight into the markets, okay, and look at what I have for the week. So if you look at first the calendar for the week, you can see we had ECB President Lagarde speaking, and we saw her speaking yesterday in front of the press. Then we have later on today at 2:30 p.m. Fed Powell speaking, and then we have later on in the week we just have other news that are not really significant that much. Okay, so that's what we'll be watching for this week, what the Feds are saying about the market. Because remember, as I said earlier on in the week, this is the end of a quarter, so there's a lot of things happening. The sell-off, part of the sell-off you're seeing is that many investors and many traders are taking off profits so that they can share their dividends and their returns with their investors at the end of each quarter, okay, so that they can book a profit. So apart from that, if you go to the markets, if you start with the dollar, basically you're seeing that the dollar is still rising, okay. There's a very strong rise in the dollar. This week market has continued to soar. No red candlestick has been formed this week. You can see Monday we had a bullish rally. Tuesday we had we tried to pull back a bit, but market continued to the upside, and today we're seeing a continuation of that. Okay, so in the long term, I've been saying this a lot, that I don't need to re-say it again. Market is in an uptrend. If you go down to the 4-hour chart, you can see clearly that market has continued to soar to the upside, and earlier on today we created a new yearly high. Market has tapped the 114.6, okay, and we're sort of heading for the $115 mark. If you zoom out and you want to see maybe an all-time high on the dollar, so that you can see dollar has ever been as high as 160, and that was back in the 80s, okay. And that time also same thing was happening. Interest rates were being increased very high, so you can see sort of we're in a trajectory. Right now we're sort of heading back to the previous high that we had back in early this century, back in 2001, okay. And you remember that time there's a dot-com crisis, markets really had a sell-off, and then after that markets interest rates were increased yet again. So that's where we're heading for, the 120, 120.6, 121. So let's see if market can reach that level before the end of the year. As long as we're ramping up on interest rates, then I wouldn't be surprised to see this market going straight for that level, okay. So if you go back down, because I'm a swing trader, so the weekly chart is not really helping me. I want to be looking at patterns. If I can get corrective patterns along the way and trade them accordingly to the upside, that's what I'll be taking advantage of. So if I look at my pairs, which I don't have any trade set up at the moment, because I'm usually waiting for an impulsive move, then a correction, then I trade that impulsive move after the correction. At the moment, I don't really have that. This is USD CAD. Market has just been in a good uptrend to the upside. So no pattern for me. Market has been forming higher highs and higher lows, and I haven't gotten any trade setups. These are one-legged corrections, and I tend not to trade the one-leg correction. So I'm looking for a much better significant correction before I take any trade on this one. So USD CAD, no trade. Remember, today I'm just doing a recap. Gold also, since we got this last trade setup, which was formed last week, this week market has really been in a sell-off, continuing to the downside. You can see that the target market is going for is more or less towards the lower boundary of this channel formation. So you can see this first touch, second touch, third touch. You can sort of be going for a fourth touch down here. So that's what I'm watching, and that's what I'm waiting for, and that's in line with the $1,600 mark, which is 200 pips away. Market can easily reach that level today, but later on in the week I'll be expecting maybe market to even go as low as 1575 to the downside, as long as markets continue selling off, okay. So in the 4-hour chart, it's just that, nothing much. I'm just watching patterns that are forming. I don't have any significant formation just yet. If I go down to the Aussie dollar also sort of in a channel. If you look at the daily chart, you can see this sort of channel like formation. Market has respected this up boundary and this second bounce. I was sort of expecting market to come and respect this bounce to the downside on the lower side, which is in line with the 0.630 level, which is about 84 pips away. It's not a far fetch, so market can easily drop down to that level sooner rather than later this week. Okay, so no trade setup on this one as well. I'm still expecting markets to continue selling off. And if I go to my last pair, okay, Dow Jones, let's go to the daily chart. We can see market broke the $30,000 mark, and they talked about this on Monday, and I remember saying I was expecting market to break it, which it did. Okay, and if you zoom out, it's important to know that this was the previous high during the COVID season. Okay, just before COVID, that was our pre-high. Market crashed, then we came and broke above, then now it became support after post-COVID. Now we're breaking that level, we're going back to the pre-COVID season levels, and that's where market is at. Right now we're trading at the 28,900, and market can easily go further down, at least also to touch this lower boundary of this channel-like formation that market is forming. As well on the 4-hour chart, market is in a trend, no pattern really forming. I have sort of another smaller channel on the 4-hour chart that I'm watching. Market can come and respect this level. Then maybe from here we might get a bit of a correction, a bit to the upside, but we'll wait and see. I don't like predicting the market. I like responding to what the market is giving me. Okay, but sometimes we try and draw our analysis here and there, but at the end of the day, I'll use more or less the information that market gives me in live analysis. And if you look at the rest, last but not least, if you look at the dollar index, I've already talked about it. I've talked about the USD card continuing to push further higher. The euro has been in a crazy downtrend, also within a channel. Most markets have been within a channel. You can see this big channel. Market has respected the boundary once, twice, 3 times, 4th time, and the 5th time, going down all the way down to the lower boundary, and that's where market is at, touching it for about a 3rd to a 4th time to the downside. So you can get a bit of a corrections over here, okay, but still I keep saying the trend is your friend until the trend breaks. So I won't be predicting a reversal here just yet. If you look at the 4-hour chart, market is still within a down sell-off, okay, respecting this channel formation, which is much more clearer on the 4-hour chart. So if anyone took shots over here, I'm sure many people are taking targets at this level. Okay, so let's wait and see how that continues to fare out at the end of the week. The pound, which has dropped more or less the most this month, okay, if you look at the pound as well, it's been in a strong sell-off, and market is sort of still moving lower, but you can get a bit of a rejection. There's a strong spike that was formed on Monday, then a quick rejection, and now market is sort of posing, got a little bit of a consolidation yesterday. Now we're waiting to see what information market will give us once the Fed Powell speaks later on today. So that's pretty much it. I don't have nothing much. It was just a big recap of what is happening in the market. Bitcoin yesterday, we had a strong sell-off after a bullish move to the upside. So you can see this bullish move over here to the upside. Still got our pattern that we'd like to trade over here, a flag pattern, which market fell further down to the downside, and the targets are just shortly not far off from where we are expecting it. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, we can see that market is still within a downtrend, respecting a very big trend line. If I zoom out, you can see this trend line that market has respected. Okay, you can see that first touch, second touch, sort of getting a third touch here, and I won't be surprised to see market falling later on to the $15,000 mark, and further even down to the $10,000 mark, $13,000 mark first before we go to the $10,000 mark. And Bitcoin, the rest of the other pairs follow suit, so I won't be surprised to see Ethereum, Solana, XRP, which is Ripple, all following suit. As long as the interest rates, when we're in a high interest rate territory or environment, I still expect a lot of things to sell off to the downside until changes are made on the interest rates, because as we keep teaching in our class, interest rates are the backbone of all the markets in the world. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Nothing much. That was just a recap As you can see, markets have just been trending. No pattern has formed. Market is in an impulsive phase, and when the market is in an impulsive phase, you're either in that trade or you're not in that trade. If you try chasing the market and try to catch it now, you might make money, but it's very, very risky in terms of your risk reward that you're looking for in that trade. So that's pretty much it. Allow me to end it there. I haven't taken any trade this week. I'm still watching the markets for a clear and much better setup before I jump into it. So that's pretty much it. Allow me to end it there for this week. I hope the markets have been fair to you guys. And remember, at the end of the day, markets are not attacking you. You're not the villain. You're not the victim. You're not anything. You're not the good guy, the protagonist, or the antagonist. The markets are neutral. They don't know who you are. They don't care who you are. So approach it neutrally. Don't think as if the market is attacking you when you're losing money, and don't think the market is favoring you when you're making money. The markets are neutral at the end of the day. Okay? So allow me to end it there. I'll see you guys hopefully on Friday if we do another analysis. If not, I'll be sure to do another analysis next week and a recap of what we're seeing in the markets. So that's pretty much it. And as I always say, remember to stay woke, stay financially literate. Peace. Thank you very much for watching Financial Hub's content on YouTube. For more Forex analysis, financial education, podcasts, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.